Hi, welcome to another episode of Silver Fox Scotland. Shirley Robinson is putting the last touches on her budget, and we, of course, will be subjected to a long rambling speech by dear leader John Swinney. He does like his pre-budget speeches. Well, it's an unfortunate speech, I think, because the things in it are going to be subject to great ridicule. Well, in about 10 seconds. Because within the confines of this speech, he's going to be talking about the fact that there are, quote, no quick fixes, and that things will improve in the long term, and that it will take time, but the policies will lead to a better Scotland. Will someone please remind John Swinney that the SNP have been in charge for 17 years, and indeed by the end of this parliament, it'll be nearly 19 years. 19 years of the same party. Is that not long-term enough? Those quick fixes, is he expecting them to take another 19 years? It's ridiculous. The economy is crashing around him. The services are being cut beyond the bone. They're now amputating. And he cannot win a by-election for love nor money. It's an absolutely catastrophic reign of error by this First Minister. He's got infighting, he's got division, he's got people desperate to get up from Westminster to take his mantle as leader. He's got so many problems already, so many problems on the horizon. He's got court cases that are going to have to be answered. His previous leaders are both in deep trouble. There is so much crap going on. And then he's starting to talk about long term, in the long term. Well, John, you're not going to be there long term. And neither is the SNP. So it's rather pointless you saying about no quick fixes. You should have said those no quick fixes back 17 years ago. Then within about 5 years fixed it all. And hey presto, that was never to be, was it? Never going to happen. But he's saying that he's here to do the hard work, to lay the foundations. After 17 years, and you're only now laying foundations. Well, Rome wasn't built in a day, I get you. But really? 17 years, and only now are you going to lay the foundations. Unbelievable. He says the facts will speak for themselves. Well, they already are. People are looking around. They're seeing potholes. They're seeing Sauchiehall Street dug up. They're seeing schools failing. They're seeing the NHS run into the ground. They're seeing boarded up shops along empty high streets. And they're thinking to themselves, yes, the SNP. It's no wonder the party is failing. It's no wonder people are leaving in droves. It's no wonder that corporate sponsorship is all but dried up. The only main form of income now are the very few remaining politicians forced to give percentages of their salary to the fund. And how much longer will that happen? Every time there's a by-election, you lose another one. Less money coming in. So you fire a few people. The party gets smaller. And I tell you what, that's when the hangovers kick in. And people realise after all these years, it's all been a terrible mistake. But there's nothing you can do. You're pointless. You're impotent. And you have literally nothing to offer. John Swinney was yesterday's man yesterday. He's not even yesterday's man today. He's a cold, dead, walking corpse. He's probably been embalmed by now. And what's the future? More of the same under Beryl? No thanks. Unless they have wholesale change at the top, which they're very, very afraid of doing, because the only real change is Kate Forbes, and half the party won't work with her, half the party want her. It's complicated, to say the least. At best, the party should split in half. You have a new party. You have the rump of the SNP, the old dinosaurs destined to go extinct, take all their failing policies with them, and a new, younger party looking to the future, but also accepting the realities that oil and gas are here to stay for at least the next 100 years. until then, you're just barking at the moon. But that's the sort of thing that mad dogs do. And boy, there's a lot of mad dogs in the SNP. Absolute loons. Anyway, with the party dying in there, they talk about the long run, the long term, the future. And quite frankly, they don't have one. Thanks very much. Bye.